Hey folks, man, this is Monk, and we are back with another episode of From the Canopy Film Show. And I'm joined as always with my co-host. We got Cornelius, aka Evil Corny.
Hey,
How you
what's
doing,
up?
man?
I'm doing good.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. I'm good too, man. And we're here to review some films that we've seen recently. And we got a few on this list. Some of them we didn't cover in the previous episodes, so it may seem like we're getting to them late. We are. But I'm going to start off with a film called White Bird, and this was one that I saw from Regal's mystery movie program. But interestingly enough, I think this one is out in theaters now. It does have a small run, so it might be difficult to track down. But this film is directed by Mark Forster, and in this film, Julian has struggled to belong ever since he was expelled from his former school for his treatment of Augie Pullman. To transform his life, Julian's grandmother finally reveals her own story of courage. During her youth in Nazi-occupied France, a boy shelters her from mortal danger. Together, they find first love in a stunning magical world of their own creation, while the boy's mother risks everything to keep her safe. So, this is kind of like a Diary of Anne Frank kind of setup. This is Nazi-occupied France. And this is kind of when the stuff is ramping up and Nazi Germany is actually doing the occupation. So the film starts off in modern times. Like I said, there's this troubled kid at school, and he gets in trouble for participating in bullying this other kid, and his grandmother is played by Helen Mirren. She sits him down and has a talk about her story about not just settling for fitting in, because that's his way to get through this. He just doesn't want to make any waves. The only reason he bullied that other kid was so the other kids would leave him alone and let him fit in with the group. So this whole story that she tells him is kind of an analogy to show him that it's not always wise to just sit back and stand on the wall, because if someone did that for her, she wouldn't be here now, because she's in the school in France and she's a Jewish girl, and then suddenly all of a sudden the Nazis are in town, and it's crazy, man, because some of the French youth in this film too that are the same age as this girl, they're kind of joining this Hitler Youth program. They're acting as auxiliaries for this Nazi occupation. They're ratting on their fellow Frenchmen. You know what I'm saying? It's like their ethnicity is trumping their national unity, because these people are Jewish, even though they're French too. It's like, well, you're not this kind of French. So it's kind of crazy, man. They're ratting on each other. So one day she's in school, and the Nazis come to take out the Jewish kids out of the school, and the teachers kind of get a wind of this and round them up and try to help them escape. So they sending these kids out the back while they occupy the soldiers, and most of them get recaptured, but she actually does escape. And interestingly enough, one of the kids in her school who's been bullied because he has a bad leg from polio. This is that era where polio vaccine kind of hit late, and this kid misses chance, and he has a messed up leg. But this kid actually sees her and helps her escape the school and hides her out in the barn that's near his parents' home, man. And it kind of goes on from there, man. The interesting thing about this movie, I think the performances are really great. This is not a film I would have sought out to see if it wasn't for this mystery program, but I'm really glad that I saw it. This cast is pretty dope. They do a good job with the characters, man. Did I mention the cast earlier? I think I might have skipped that. But it's Helen Mirren in this. She plays the kid's grandmother that we meet in the beginning of the film. We also get Bryce Geisar. He's the kid with the bad leg that helps the grandmother. And Ariola Glazer plays a young version of the grandmother. We also get Gillian Anderson in this, and some more people playing other characters. But it's kind of interesting, man. It's about, I guess, I don't know if this is a true story, but I think it's one of those stories that is playing around with history a little bit, which can be fun and entertaining. But it does unfold in interesting ways, man, because she's pretty much in this barn for like over a year, man. It's kind of crazy, but her and the kid kind of form a bond because as he can, he sneaks over, spends time with her, man, brings her schoolwork and stuff like that, so she's not missing any lessons. He comes in and hangs out and reads with her, and they get really close, form a cool bond until later on other events start happening. The occupation gets more intense. They start cutting off roads and stuff, and then there's a danger of discovery that's present throughout this entire film. And for the most part, man, I had a really good time watching this. It does have a really powerful message, I think, that's important, and very well acted, and just one of those films you come out of and you can appreciate, people stepping up, in times, especially when their own, lives are in danger, man. I had a good time checking out White Bird. I got a feeling this theatrical run, if it's not over, it's going to be over soon. And I really predict this to be hitting the home video soon, or getting picked up by one of these streamers. And I can see some award consideration coming up out of this too, man, But White Bird is pretty cool. So my next one is going to be going to talk about Hellboy, the Cricket Man. This is a film that was kind of interesting because when this trailer dropped, everyone's like, what? When did they make this? Especially considering how our media is just on anything comic book related, just constantly giving us updates and this and that. But this film is directed by Brian Taylor. It's based off the comic book of the same title. As Courtney told me earlier, it was a one-shot comic book story featuring Hellboy in that world. And in this film, Hellboy and a rookie BPRD agent find themselves stranded in 1950s rural Appalachia. They soon discover a community of witches led by a local devil who has a connection to Hellboy's past. And this film stars Jack Kesey as Hellboy. Adeline Rudolph plays the young BPRD agent. We also get Leah McNamara, Joseph Marcel, and Jefferson White, as well as others in this film. And what do you think about this, Cornelius?
Overall, I really liked it. I don't believe I've read the Crooked Man, the comic, but this is just a basic Hellboy story. Pretty much what I've read about Hellboy, like Seeds of Destruction. I guess the first series might have been Seeds of Destruction or something like that. It's overall just a simple story. It's set in the 1950s instead of present day. With the agent that he's teamed up with, it's another agent that actually gets killed on his train ride through Appalachia. They're transporting some kind of weird spider, and it gets loose and everything. I really like this because it's a smaller Hellboy story without you doing like what Guillermo del Toro did. Even though I'd love the two Guillermo del Toro stories,
those two were more like world-ending kind of events that were happening.
And that's what I was about to go with. I really like this because it was, and even the one what David Harbour did. This one is a little bit more low stakes and just something that Hellboy encounters, and it's going back. It's a couple flashbacks to World War II, I guess, in this. But overall, I just thought it was like a simple story, but I also really liked it for what it was. Because not every comic book film has to be about like the world coming to an end. This is just a local problem that he kind of takes care of. Almost like one of my favorite shows growing up, Real Ghostbusters. They would have missions or just things in comic books, but like Real Ghostbusters, they would come across some macabre, have little side, not really side missions. It was like a weekly like monster or whatever they would be dealing with, but it wouldn't, very rarely was the world going to come to an end because they were coming across this stuff. It was just something that kind of could actually kill them, but overall, things that just happened, just a little isolated story. But I appreciate it for what it is. And I kind of wish the Constantine character that DC does would have a story kind of like this, to where it, even though they had a TV series, which I kind of liked, I kind of wouldn't mind a big screen version of Constantine, like kind of like this, doing this type of story.
Yeah, interestingly enough, I saw the other day on the internet, man. There's been like some rumblings, people wanting the next Spider-Man film to be just more neighborhood kind of Spider-Man, you know. And it sounds like this with this the um the Hellboy film is like it's just a a smaller mission, that he's constantly doing missions, but not every mission has such worldwide consequences, man. So I think that's what people are asking for a Spider-Man film. Maybe more focus more on his personal relationships, but have him doing the everyday around the way kind of no issues.
Yeah, but the thing about Spider-Man compared to this, you still have to have those effects because you can't get away with.
Oh yeah.
That
but you can still have
but a lower stake story or him just teaming up with Daredevil or something. It just
yeah. Because I mean, we saw an example of that where they pulled that off in the second Spider-Verse film. He was doing a lot of neighborhood stuff, especially with Polka Dot, and it was working. Like they really didn't have to go really big world altering until later on when the dimensional stuff starts happening. But I think they could do it if you take the time and sit down and write that. But let's get into this next one. So our next film here, we're going to be Rebel Ridge, man. And this is one, we actually talked about it earlier, but we're going to have a do-over where we're more prepared. And this is a Netflix exclusive directed by Jeremy Saulnier. And a former Marine confronts corruption in a small town when local law enforcement unjustly seizes the bag of cash he needs to post his cousin's bail. And the cast of this film stars Aaron Pierre as our potential bail bringer. And we also get Anna Sophie Robb. We also get Don Johnson, who plays the sheriff in this corrupt town. David Denman and James Cromwell as well pop up in this film. And this film was pretty amazing to me. I think it's probably Saulnier's best or the best of what I've seen him make so far. I feel like he's been building up to this with some of his previous films. I haven't seen all of them, but I did check out Blue Ruin, and I did see the other Netflix one,
Hold the Dark.
Hold the Dark. So it seems like this is a culmination of those reps that he's been putting in with those films. Like this film, as soon as it starts, you're in, like a couple minutes, we meet our character, and then boom, it hits the ground running. It masterfully ramps up tension, it holds tension, and the story is really cool because it kind of touches on some things that have been happening and being exposed in the country lately. I think you were saying last time we tried this that there was a story in Alabama about similar I forgot it's called asset forfeiture. The way that some of these towns are been exploiting these laws to effectively just hijack citizens of their property and money.
Yeah,
that's what happens with this character too in this film.
Yeah, the town here, I think they were getting you on like traffic violations, and before you knew it, like if they stopped you, it's a good chance your car get towed, and you had to go to court. Whatever happened, it was some kind of corrupt thing that you went to court. You didn't know how much the fine was going to be, and you get pretty much just screwing a lot of people over. But
yeah, it's just a crazy racket. There's another case out in I think I saw a Vice special on this. I can't think it was Kentucky or Tennessee, one of those two. But it was essentially this task force, and they were essentially doing the same thing, man, getting these warrants to search people properties and just go in there and take whatever they could find. You got any cash on you, pull you over, boom, you can't account for it or whatever. And the problem was, a lot of these stops were unlawful in the first place. They had no right to even stop these people. But this sheriff in this town in this film is doing the same thing, man. I mean, I feel bad a little bit just for the circumstances, even though what he's doing is wrong. I get it, but it's also like, his parish, they don't have no funding, so basically he's been doing these seizures to kind of keep his police force running. He uses this money he seizes to pay his people and all this stuff, and you realize that a lot of other parishes have had to shut down, and he should too. But he's using this corrupt program that he's developed with this judge to keep this going. And it's interesting. He's got a judge in on it. His officers are in on it. And they just happen to, on some Rambo type stuff, they just happen to have stop the wrong guy, man. And that's simply all it is, man. And this guy, Sawyer's, not Sawyer, Aaron Pierre's character is, a military guy. He knows how to handle himself, and it just goes from there, man. Seeing how this all plays out. And like I said, Sawyer has made just one of the most intense films, man. It's beautiful watching this thing play out, scene to scene. Like even the scene where he initially meets Don Johnson, who I love in this character, man. Character in this role, he's so good, man.
Don Johnson's biggest jerk. He plays the biggest jerk in this damn movie. Goodness gracious. I actually liked his Big Daddy when he was in Django,
man.
But this character has nothing on Big Daddy. Like he shows up and I don't know, just completely wrong about what he's doing. But he's the law, and Aaron Pierre's character is just he's a they mess with the wrong guy because he comes off as real humble, and he does a couple things kind of building up to like when he starts fighting back to where he's being the nicest person he can be, and he kind of they take his money and kind of denying him to see his cousin and everything. But this is overall almost a perfect film about just injustice and how things kind of happen in small towns or whatever. Overall, Aaron Pierre is going to be, so far from what we know, he's going to be not Hal Jordan, but John Stewart, Green Lantern, in the DC universe, Green Lantern or whatever. I can't really wait to see him in this part because he, overall he embodies a Marine in this story, and he's his fighting skills and everything. It's just an amazing movie. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's interesting because the first time I seen him was in Old Man, and I hated that movie, so I really didn't pay much attention to him. I really didn't see the potential, you know what I'm saying? And I'll kind of blame that on M. Night for doing a kind of wonky job, with that film. but yeah, man, he's great in here, man. This, like I said, man, this thing is like it's a star-making performance overall, and I think on more than just Aaron Pierre's level, man. I think this is going to open up more opportunities for Sawyer too, man. Like I can see him getting one of these big budgets soon. Interestingly enough, this film had a weird start because John Boyega was initially cast in this film and actually had started filming it, and then all of a sudden they said he disappeared and no one know he left the set until they found out that he checked out of his hotel room, and they brought Aaron Pierre in last minute to keep this thing going. So really? We almost didn't get this, and it's crazy because a lot of people are like, I'm glad Boyega bailed, but I think Boyega could have did this role too, and it came out just as good.
I don't know,
but it's one of them things now. But see, that's recency bias. I think if this film came out with Boyega and the same directed everything, it would have been just as good. But we're used to seeing Aaron Pierre now, so I don't know. That's my opinion on it. But
I wonder why Boyega bailed though.
And that's crazy. Now, like, why did you bail on this? This would have been like he did a film, maybe, I don't know. The film he did right before this one, I think, was the one where the true story about the military guy in Atlanta who took over the bank. So maybe he just felt like, I don't want to be too many guys back to back. But
I was thinking,
how did it get this far?
Tyrone. That's the last one I remember.
Oh yeah, my bad. Yeah, they cloned Tyrone. But how did it get that far to where you decide you're already on the set making a film, and then you just like, you know what I'm saying? That's crazy to me.
Yeah,
I don't know. Yeah, I feel like the adults should have stepped in and be like, you know what, let me do this properly. I'm not even going to sign up for it if I'm having doubts. But he cited some family emergency, but I don't know, man. It's never been confirmed, and we'll never know, what's going on with that. So our final one that we're going to be talking about today is going to be a film called Piece by Piece. And this is directed by Morgan Neville. and it's described as a vibrant journey through the life of Pharrell Williams, told through the lens of Lego animation. This film stars Pharrell Williams, has Chad Hugo, Missy Elliott, Jay-Z, Pusha T, Gwen Stefani, and more. And interestingly enough, Morgan Neville has a pretty long track record with documentary type filmmaking and biographical documentary stuff. He did the Anthony Bourdain pretty big biopic. He's done stuff on Keith Richards. Also he has the one
Won't You Be My Neighbor?
Mr. Rogers. Yeah, Won't You Be My Neighbor, Mr. Rogers documentary. So he's been doing these like a long time, man. So it's kind of cool to get him on board, to do this film. And it's interesting. It's a music biopic, but I think it probably would have suffered if they did this traditional way. Deciding to do this, in a Lego film type fashion, I think was the best decision they ever made. This is another film in a long line of really great animated films that we got this year. And it's crazy just to watch this thing unfold, man. As soon as it starts, it just feels like something totally different. Like this Lego world, like we've seen them do the Lego movie and the Batman film, and I was kind of wondering if it's going to get as fantastical and whimsical and as colorful and grand and as animated as those. And yes, it does, man. And I can't even explain. It's something that has to be seen, to believe it. And I think I'm gonna go see it again, man. You know what I'm saying? That's how hard it hit me.
I really loved it. It's parts of this that I kind of forgot that the Neptunes did. I knew they did drop it like it's hot. That Rex and Effects, Shake Your Rump. I did not know they were behind that song.
No one knew that until they got bigger from doing other records. That was one of those facts that was like, yeah, back in the day, I did, like that was one of those kind of. But in real time, no one knew.
Yeah, but going back and just looking at this and some of the celebrities, like a Lego Snoop Dogg is like my favorite thing ever. And he had Lego Crips with him, which I would have never thought I would have seen.
yeah. It's crazy, man. Because I'm doing a written review on this for Crown Them hip hop site, and that's one of the things I noticed too, because the figure form of the Lego blocks is so like rigid. It's not very detailed, but the way these animators were able to put tiny characteristics, and even with the hair and the outfits on these characters, so that that's Missy Elliott, that's Pusha T, that's Snoop. Like it's amazing how expressive they are able to be with these blocks, man, and the attention to detail. There's a part where they're showing the music video for the song Frontin'. And I've noticed the Lego girls in that video have on the same outfits that the girls from the real life music video had on. And I'm just like, I'm blown away, man. The attention to detail is just astonishing, man. And it, like I said, it goes through the beats of a biopic. We meet this kid. He's like, it's interview format. So crazily enough, the director, Morgan Neville, is in the beginning of the film. It looks like they're on the set of some music stuff, and he starts interviewing Pharrell, and that's the real interview that ends up as dialogue in this film. It's like a narration, kind of like Henry Hill and Goodfellas, and they're animating the stuff. Like we see his hometown of Virginia Beach, the neighborhood he grew up in, him riding skateboards and dirt bikes with his friends, man. It's like, man, this thing is so cool, man. It's crazy. It's just beautiful seeing how they just realize this, man. And I think I've always said, but animation is the really an untapped medium, especially for filmmaking. Like imagine if you took the dramatic road. I don't think Lego would approve this but imagine a Lego film along the lines of Goodfellas. I think you could make that work, but I don't think Lego's going to approve for the violence. But it can be done. I'm just saying the potential of what this art form could do. And this film is rated PG, and they do push the line a little. I think they say shit a couple times, and there's some situations.
Well, they bleep it a couple times, and then they actually use it.
Yeah, it says it. You see Smoot kind of smoking up, but he's not smoking up directly. It's just misty in the room.
Yeah, but they had PG spray that they were spraying in there. That's like my favorite thing. But it was yeah. Everything about this was just cool. It was some good interviews. Snoop is like my favorite person that need interviews. But you get Gwen Stefani, you get Rest of No Doubt at one point. You get Justin Timberlake, you get Timberland, you have his partner Chad, Missy Elliott.
You said Timberland. Who else? I think Teddy Riley's in there too. Teddy Riley.
Teddy Riley's in it also.
And Jay-Z goes through 2 different hairstyles. We get the young Jay-Z, and then but
Busta Rhymes so is there.
Cool. Yeah, Busta. Yeah, but I think that's one of the parts that kept me smiling is seeing them recreate so many of these iconic moments that I've heard about or that I've seen in Lego form, man. Like even the video shoots and stuff. I'm like, man, this is so cool, man. Like, I was the only one in the theater watching this, man. So I kind of wish I had that kind of full room and the reaction. That would have been so cool, man. But this thing, man, it's so well done.
I'll be honest with you. I was in the theater like half full with a bunch of squares because I was the only person that was bobbing my head when everything was going on. Yeah. And I was, I was having a good time on this one.
It is a good time. One of my favorite
things is how they were, how they showed you what they physical beats look like.
Yeah, dude, I brought that up in my written review because it's almost like, I mean, he kind of alluded to having this synesthesia where he could kind of see sounds, but then when they showed all the songs and stuff, they were kind of represented in like this little it's almost like a small trophy encrusted with bright colorful jewels. Like there's that scene where he's giving Noriega the beats and Noriega's about to hop on the plane and he shows one, there's another one, and then there's another one in the box. He's like, don't open this until you get to Miami, and it's just so cool. And then later on, there's other scenes where he's pulling these sounds out for other producers and stuff and displaying them. Like it was so cool. Like that's what I'm saying. Like this thing could have been, if it was a regular live action biopic, you're running into a lot of problems. You're not able to do that kind of stuff. Are you going to be able to get all these people to cameo in this? And if you can't, you're going to have to get people to play like them, other actors to act as, Gwen Stefani, when you've already got her voice. So all you got to do is just animate the characters. So I saw a clip from an interview and he was saying that he got everyone on board to do these interviews for this project he was working on, but he didn't tell them what they were working on. He wanted their reactions to Morgan Neville's questioning to be authentic, So, and I think that really works, man. Like just seeing that, because it's even presented like interview style. You see the Lego figure of the person sitting in the studio or something, and they're just talking about Pharrell and the Neptunes and all of that, man. Yeah, it's cool, man. And I even like the performances.
I had so much fun with this, and like I said, I was a little person in my theater. Bobbing their head, and I was having a good time with this. I don't know.
Performances.
Me and you probably saw it at the same time because after I posted,
same day. I think I was like an hour before.
An hour ago, I was like, that's
Yeah, I was probably like an hour before you, and even the performance scenes, like those are amped up because then they're going crazy with the lights and just kind of bringing some of the imagery to life. Like we see that there's like a montage of other productions stuff he didn't like. I guess they couldn't get Britney Spears. I don't know if you want to get her talking on stuff these days, but they show the slave, my slave, and I'm I remember this, like just the even the usher, I'm like, oh my God, I forgot. There's so much, there's so much music. There's so much music. You forgot that these guys had their hands in the mystical. And like, I love the mystical part because they show Pharrell, he's in the video and it looks just like the shot from the. I'm like, yo, this is so amazing, man. I want to definitely see more of this kind of stuff. Like, I don't know. Like, now that you've done the biopic, I don't think you do this again. But Lego, they should try to do everything that they can get away and do, man, because that was amazing. I could see them doing some kind of, what's it called? Like maybe a sports biopic next. You know, one of these athletes like this.
It'll have to be somebody interesting. You know, almost like for real. Yeah. But you know, I just had so much fun watching this.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna definitely add this to the collection.
Yeah, this is part of my top 10 of the year so far.
Yeah, yeah, man. It blew me out the water, dude. And, you know, it's just one of those films you watch and you just feel warm at the end. It's inspiring, and you know, and it's not all just fun and games. You know, he does touch on a little bit later where he kind of lost his way and lost his inspiration, and you know, and then he kind of gets on track and brings it back. And that's, I think, the era that we're in now, where it's really just, you know, Pharrell as the solo artist, you know, instead of him, you know, helping everyone else with their projects, he's, you know, kind of focusing on, you know, doing him. And yeah, man, this thing was really a phenomenal effort.
They pretty much cover everything about his life up until like present day, even with nerd, you know, NERD, you know. Mm-hmm. You know, I just thought so much. This was just cool.
Yeah, and they're working on some new NERD stuff is coming. He said he has like 3 albums. 3 albums they're sitting on of NERD stuff. And he said that he's completed like 12 songs recently. I think at the end of 2023. So we should be coming out with some more stuff. I actually saw them live one year at the Governor's Ball in New York. That was probably like 5-6 years ago. But what else is interesting to me is, man, this animation category this year for the Oscars is going to be so stacked. Honestly, there's so much good stuff, but this is probably my favorite animated film that I've seen this year, man. And that's in really close company, man. Because man, that thing, Transformers 1, amazing. The Wild Robot, amazing. I haven't seen Inside Out 2 yet, but I hear that was great.
I saw Inside Out 2.
Yeah.
Overall, this is my favorite story of the year so far.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm crazy. I'd give this thing a Best Picture nomination, bro. Yeah, that's where I'm at with it right now. That's where I'm at.
Yeah. With it. But you know, it'll probably win best documentary.
What?
This Oscars. Yeah, this is probably.
I mean, it is a documentary, but it's not like it's not like a full-fledged documentary. Like, I feel like this is more like a Bohemian Rhapsody, or it's along those lines, you know. But I don't know. I don't know what the rules are, because I feel like
you just doing voiceovers and, you know, to interview. Yeah,
because I feel like most documentaries, there is, I guess you can have some reenactment, but there are stretches in this that have real dramatic flair. Like there's parts where, like when he's talking to the grandmother, like you wouldn't have a scene like that in a traditional documentary. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it'll probably be an actor in a flashback. Yeah, you know, like a younger version.
And actually, I don't know, man. This is going to be tricky. We'll see how that goes. I can see it getting nominated for that, though. We'll see, man. But we're looking at Morgan Neville's other work. This is probably the one that I don't think nothing else that he's done is along these lines. The other stuff that he's done is more along the lines of a traditional documentary format. Yeah. You know, either it's footage that they're using, or recording, or some kind of narration where they're retelling, you know, that person's story in their life. So this is interesting, man. Like whatever they do with it, this is crazy, man. It's great, man. I don't know, and I think that's a testament to what this is, that it pushes those boundaries in so many ways. It's hard to put this in a box, you know. It's hard to nail it down to what it actually is, man. And this is beautiful, man. I love this thing. Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, but I think that's it, man. Unless you got anything else you want to mention.
I'm good.
I don't know what's coming out. Did you check out Smile 2? I know that's
I'm probably going to see that.
I was kind of cool with how the first one ended. Like, I don't know if more, I guess. I don't know. We'll see, man. I might end up making it. There is something else I think that's out this week. I gotta take a look real quick. What the fuck is Regal got going on? Yeah, there was also a new what's the name movie, but I didn't have the energy to go see it this week. The new My Hero Academia.
Okay, yeah, I never got into that anime.
Yeah. Saturday night. It's also playing in places. Where else we got? That We Live in Time film is about to come out as well. So yes, I think Smile 2 is opening then this week. Then I guess
We Live in Time
also
is here also.
We Live in Time is okay. It's out already, and that's the one.
It comes. I think it's Friday here.
Oh, okay, yeah. Because I got some show times for actually tomorrow. Tomorrow's starting tomorrow. That one's getting pretty good buzz. What's the dude's name? We got Andrew Garfield and Florence Pugh.
Florence Pugh,
yeah. Exhibiting Forgiveness. I'm not sure what that's about, but that's also on here. Details. Terrell Holland, an admired American painter, lives with his wife and their young son. Terrell's artwork excavates beauty from the anguish of his youth. Looks like a dramatic kind of affair about an artist. Rumors. You know anything about Rumors?
No.
All right, yeah. So that's all I got here. And I think we're getting a Deadpool reissue. Michael Keaton has Goodrich coming out. I'm not sure what this film is about. And we also have a film called Gracie and Pedro Pets to the Rescue. That's an animated film. Kisuke's Kingdom, that looks to be an anime film that's also getting a release. Maybe not anime, but it looks anime style. This is a film about a young boy shipwrecked on a remote island who must adapt to life. So this looks like Robinson Crusoe with a kid. All right. And we got another mystery movie on the list. Looks like they're bringing back Long Legs. Venom 3 is on the way. And I don't know, man. The rest of the year is pretty crazy. I think we got Moana and we got a new Lion King feature coming out as well, which is weird because maybe we'll get a trailer coming out this week. For those,
one of the things that I thought was kind of funny is before my I don't know if it's happening in your theater, but before Piece by Piece, they did the Wicked trailer.
Lego.
Yeah, I thought
that was crazy.
Yeah,
I was like, what am I watching? Is this part of the deal? That was cool though. I thought that was kind of fun the way that started like that. You know, it brings back like it's been a while since I saw a film. Disney seemed like they brought it back for a minute, but I haven't seen in a while where they would play like an animated short before the main attraction. Yeah.
So they were doing that with some of the Pixar stuff, and they hadn't done it last. Yeah.
I think the last one I saw, I think it was that one with it's like the Asian family, and they were eating the buns. Yeah. Well, I think that's it, folks, man. We're going to get out of here. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, like it, and be back soon with more films. There's some other stuff that's falling in the margins, though, that I'll probably try to check out, too. A lot of stuff that's hitting the streamers, as well as theaters. So I'll try to make sure I can get some of those in and come back and talk to you. And that film that I've been struggling to get through, man, was A Touch of Zen on the Criterion Collection. And it's a wushu type martial arts film from 1971. And it's supposed to have a lot of, this is what I mentioned on Facebook. And it's supposed to have a lot of groundbreaking stuff as far as camera techniques and action. So I'm about an hour in. I've been stopping and going, but the first hour was rough, bro. But now they're fighting and it's getting a little bit more interesting. And I do see, where they were talking about with the martial arts stuff. At that time, stuff like this wasn't being done. This was probably, I think, Bruce Lee's first film came out maybe a year or two after this. So that's when things kind of jumped up a level, but this kind of did jump. It's more in the vein of a Crouching Tiger type of story. A lot of dramatics, but then the fighting is more sword play and high jumping around type stuff. So that's what it's bringing to the table. A touch of Zen. Okay. And dog. And this is a 3-hour movie, man. Because I'm going to the library now. They got a bunch of stuff in there. They got a lot of Criterion DVDs, so I'll just grab some stuff sometimes when I'm in there just to try to. How
did you like Cool Hand Luke? Was that the first time watching?
Oh, I love that, man. That was great, dude. Did you seen it before?
Yeah, I've seen. Yeah,
I love that.
I'll put it
thing,
like this:
man.
a lot of people will get mad at me because when they were saying how original the film Life was,
Mm-hmm.
you know, Eddie Murphy and Richard
Yeah,
Pryor,
yeah.
I pretty much was telling people, you need to watch Cool Hand Luke because that's kind of a sort of a retelling of that story.
Life is like Cool Hand Luke with way more jokes.
2 people,
because Cool Hand Luke was great, but there wasn't a lot of jokes going on there. He was trying to be funny.
Not really, but you had those. Them like,
damn wardens was like
George
they wasn't playing around.
There's a lot of characters that were in that, in that
what was his name?
But like,
what was his name? The other
George
inmate.
Kennedy.
Yeah, he was funny, man. He was good, you know, but he wasn't like Eddie Murphy and Martin funny.
It was Life was a little bit more of a comedy, but it pretty much was almost, to me, was a retelling of Cool Hand Luke.
Yeah. That joint had a really grim ending. It wasn't like but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it, man, because I kind of missed that kind of filmmaking, man. You know, it's just really stripped down. You know, we don't need all these extra frills. It's basic to the bone, and your stars are good enough to carry it, you know, with their performances, even though there's not really a lot was going on in this film, man. You know, they're stuck in one place. You know, you're portraying the rigor and the struggle of you know, being convicted to a labor camp, you know, and it's crazy. I also get the sense that character was just on the path to oblivion anyway, and it just so happened that was ended up being his last stop, because even when we meet him and he's doing the stuff with the
meters,
it's almost like with the meters, it's almost like he wanted to get caught, you know, and then and then to keep pushing back because like I said, this ain't like Life. The Life they let him play a little bit, but the way he was like, man, you do this one more time, man, we just gonna kill you. And then he didn't, but that was great, man. I really enjoyed that. Paul Newman has there was something else with Paul Newman in it that popped up on one of these streamers I was going to check out just based off of
Color
this.
Money,
so like,
Color Money.
That's it. Color Money is on something.
Yeah, him and that's one of the Scorsese films that I need a copy of. I don't think they have that on Blu-ray, but that's him and Tom.
You know what
Cruise.
It was? This is exactly what happened. I was browsing through Vudu and they had a sale, and Color Money was on sale for $5. So I think I'm gonna just go ahead and put the $5 down on it because I've never seen it. And that's Scorsese and Tom Cruise and Paul Newman.
Yeah, it's kind of a loose sequel to The Hustler.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get that.
You might want to watch The Hustler because Paul Newman is almost like playing a part in a way.
Oh, so he's both. He's in both The Hustler too.
Yeah. He's in The Hustler, and I think he might be up against Jackie Gleason in The Hustler.
And ain't Fats Minnesota Fats in one of these? Is Minnesota Fats in one of them? One of these pool movies? I think he might be in The Hustler.
Yeah, in The Hustler.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. All right, bet I got some homework. Yeah, man, but that's my thing now, man. Like that guy on the internets, man. He says the library is fun, man. You gotta have fun with a library card.
Yeah, but
and it's not the biggest selection, but there's so much shit that I haven't seen, so I could always go in there and find something, you know, that you know grabs my attention that I haven't seen yet. So I think what I pick up today, man. I think I picked up something newer. I forgot. Hold up, let me check real quick on the thing because they told me they send me an email when I check something out. It's kind of cool too because you can check out.
Jackie Gleason plays Minnesota Fats in.
Okay. Oh, he plays Fats.
Yeah. But Color of Money is all. It's been a long time since I've seen it, but it pretty much is like a sequel to The Hustler.
So I grabbed Jackie Chan's The Foreigner today because I still haven't seen that.
That's a good film.
Yeah,
him and James Bond. I'm trying to think. Pierce Brosnan.
Oh yeah, okay. Pierce is the guy that's in it.
Yeah.
All right, that's what's up. Yeah, but I think that's it, man. We'll get out of here. Let the people go. But check us out, man. We'll be back soon. Subscribe to the channel, tell your friends about us, and catch me at Monkey Blood on Twitter and Instagram.
I'm Cornelius Bros. You can find me on Facebook, Cornelius Bros, on Instagram, Cornelius Bros, on Twitter, not X. I'm dead naming it. Cornelius 1976, and on TikTok, Cornelius 1976, where I just watch videos and stuff.
That's what's up, man. All right, folks, be out of here. I'll holla at you. I don't know what happened. Oh.